Women educators are natural givers, pouring into their students, their families, and communities. But what about pouring into you? This is the Educator Sanctuary, where we help you ditch the guilt and unapologetically put yourself at the top of your list. I'm Dr. Leah, educator, mindset coach, and your guide to creating a life where you align with your purpose and reclaim your power. So if you're ready to set boundaries and step fully into the woman you're meant to be, you're definitely in the right place. Let's get into it. Hey, and welcome back to the Educator Sanctuary. If you are new here, I definitely want to welcome you into this space where we have big conversations, mindset shifts, personal growth, and all the things that help us live more intentionally. Speaking of living intentionally, can you all believe that it is already the second quarter of the year? I was sitting on my couch earlier and I was like, oh my gosh, it is April. And it's so crazy how that snuck up on us, because I remember in January thinking it was the longest year and it had only been a few days. And now we are already sitting in the second quarter, which means that June is actually going to be here before you know it. And we all know what that means. Summer. Now, I know a lot of people are working on their summer bodies right now, but I just want to switch that up for a second and say, what if instead of focusing on our physical summer bodies, we focus on building our summer body of work? I'm talking about preparing for purpose, not just working on a body for a bikini, but prepping for the life you want. So, this week, I thought that it would be cool to take a dive into what I'm going to call the intentional hustle, meaning whether you're chasing your career breakthrough, whether you're launching a project, or maybe just looking to take what you already have to the next level, you're going to want to stay for this chat. My question is, are you ready to be prepared to show up as your fullest and most intentional self? Because if you are, it is time to build. Now, sometimes this creative mind of mine, it just works in this way. So I was thinking a lot lately about how easy it is to just kind of coast through the year without checking in with ourselves. For example, like, how is it April already, right? So a lot of people set goals in January and now it's April. For some of us, the goals are already collecting dust. They're on the shelf. The new year, new me, that vibe, it's gone. And they're back into their old routines. So this is not more about motivation than it is about building and keeping that momentum. We all know that summer is coming, and we could just let things chill, let things ride, and say, you know what, I'll get focused later, which is what most people have already done. But we could also use this season to actually build, not grinding ourselves into a burnout, but being super intentional about what we want our life to look like when we look up in third quarter, July, August, September, and beyond. What do we want our lives to look like? Now, I am going to just be super transparent. Between April of last year and July of last year, my life looked completely different. And then from July to December, I was like, girl, pinch me. Whose life is this? There were some things happening that were just amazingly astonishing, unbelievably good. And there were some things that left me wondering, like, what just happened? So it was a mix of really good and nothing bad. It just things that I'm like, ooh, yeah, I didn't really plan for this. I didn't prep for this. But my true point is to let you know that from April to July, your life can be vastly different. And from July to December, your life can be vastly different. So if you have felt like you've lost some motivation, you felt like you've been off track, you're not really sure how to kick yourself back into high gear, this episode is really going to help you get realigned. I am really going to be helping you build that body of work that you want to complete by helping you shift your mind, giving you really define actions to take. So all your steps, and then things to help you build and keep that momentum. Now, I really don't know what made me think about it this way. I think it's because I was talking to one of my friends about how I didn't want to do my workout the other night. I got off work and I came home, and I don't know, just working with kids all day, even though it's a really good environment, I still need to take that time and decompress. And this particular day, I just decided I'm just going home and I'm taking a nap. I really couldn't wait for it. But that 20-minute nap turned into a 4-hour ordeal. I woke up, I still ate dinner. I had to clean up my house. I had to prep for the next day. But one of the things that I didn't do that I needed to do was my workout. And I finally dragged myself to do my workout, but it was midnight at this point. And so I was telling my friend about it the next day, and she's like, girl, that is really good dedication, and I'm so proud of you. And she said, but also, I know that summer's coming and you want that summer body. And I chuckled because I'm like, yes, I live in Florida, and having a summer body is not even about looking cute on the beach anymore. It's literally surviving this heat, and I don't need anything extra. I don't need anything unnecessary. People here, they wear as little as possible because it is just uncomfortably hot a lot of those days. And so it was my motivation, like, hey, it's already April. I got to get ready for the hottest months because it's already 90 and the hottest months are not even here. So yeah, I definitely need to be in my workout zone. That's when it hit me that people approach their goals exactly like they approach their fitness goals in January. So at the beginning of the year, everyone is full of fire. New year, new me, right? And then by March, yeah, they've lost it. The gyms are empty. That excitement wore off. Their lives got busy. And instead of pushing through, they slid right back into their comfort zones. And I get it because what I know now is it is very easy for us to be pushed back into the patterns of comfort. We've been living with ourselves for years. So if you've been doing things one way for years and you've been telling yourself that you'll get back to it for years and you've gone through these cycles for years, it's honestly just you. That is how you're wired. That is how you have allowed yourself to be programmed. You programmed yourself for comfort. You've programmed yourself to easily convince yourself that things are fine and that you'll get back to it later. But if you're listening to this episode, this is not going to be you, and definitely not this time. This summer, we're not going to be shedding physical weight. We're shedding distractions, excuses, and literally anything that's keeping us from showing up fully. You might need a flat stomach, but you also need a clear vision. You might need to get snatched, but you also need to get focused. And so this season, April, May, and June, I'm going to be talking about building your discipline, your mindset, and your momentum. Before I do that, I'm going to take you back to episode 7 when I asked what's stopping you from reaching your dreams or your goals. Like, what are those thoughts that are paralyzing you? Who are those people that drain you? And what are those actions that actually scare you? Now, I know for me, when I don't know how to do something, I tend to get stuck. It's not that I don't want to do it. I do want the results. I do want the growth. But for whatever reason, my brain just like crashes out when I can't figure something out. It's either me feeling like I'm overthinking or I'm just not thinking enough. I try to figure things out on my own all the time, super independent. I'll go to Google, I'll research, I might even ask around. But sometimes if I feel like no matter what I do, I'm just running into these roadblocks, then I start convincing myself that maybe it can't be done or maybe whatever that is not for me. Now, while I do get in that spot, the one thing that I can't do is stay there. My mind also will not let let me accept that someone else out there in the world can do something that I can't do. So I'll tend to check myself like, girl, if other people are doing it, then it has to be a way. And I heard something once that stuck with me, and it also helps me, and that is the difference between where you are now and where you want to be is knowledge. Because if you already knew how to get there, you would be there. So that is something that helps me know that there's nothing impossible. It's just something that I don't know, and I have to figure out how to get that information so that I can reach my goals. So if there's one shift that we all need, it is to just keep going. When we talk about the gym, right? People don't stop going to the gym because they don't have perfect form in their exercises. They'll go and they'll just do those exercises messed up. I see it all the time. And the people who actually get to see the results, they might skip cardio some days. They also might forget to stretch. Some of them are lifting lighter than they need to lift. Some of them are just plain old half-assing the workout. But if they show up and keep doing something, eventually they're going to reach their goals. Maybe slower than other people who did it right and who worked out to full capacity, but they'll still get there. So I always say something always trumps nothing. Getting to the gym and half-assing a workout always trumps sitting on the couch and doing absolutely nothing. And if we have the same mentality when we need to approach our goals, meaning show up, do something, even if it's a small step, even if you're unsure, then you'll get there, because progress doesn't come from perfection. Progress comes from consistency. You don't need an exact blueprint to get anywhere. You just need desire and momentum. You don't have to have anything already figured out. You just need to stop sitting still. So my question now is, what kind of conditioning do you need to do to reach your goals by summer? And I'm not talking about just that physical conditioning, even though if you want to go ahead and get that in, that's a bonus. But I'm talking about what kind of conditioning do you need mentally, emotionally, and spiritually? Where do you need to get stronger? What do you need to be more disciplined? Hey, Educator Sanctuary listeners. Are you a homeschooling mom or thinking about it, but feeling stuck, overwhelmed, or maybe unsure how to confidently guide your child's learning journey? Maybe you're craving time for self-care, rest, or just a break, but you feel like you're doing it all on your own without anyone to turn to for help. Let me introduce you to Purpose Prep Academy, an online and in-person STEAM microschool for learners in grades K-8. Purpose Prep Academy isn't just any school. It's a space where young minds are nurtured, empowered, and taught to lead with confidence, curiosity, and purpose. Purpose Prep Academy focuses on providing students with the academic tools they need while fostering personal growth to help them thrive both inside and outside the classroom. At Purpose Prep Academy, they offer personalized learning, foster critical thinking, and provide real-world applications to help students become 21st century leaders and change makers. If you're looking for a program that can help you reclaim your time, give you peace of mind, or simply give your child a space to thrive, Purpose Prep Academy could be exactly what you've been looking for. Want to learn more? Visit purposeprepacademy.org to schedule a virtual meeting or an experience day and find out if Purpose Prep Academy is the right fit for your family. And what's the daily reps that you need to take to be consistent? Because as I just talked about, summer is not about having the perfect body to fit in a bikini. This summer, we're talking about building a life that fits the version of who you are becoming. Now, I want to pause here really quick because the other day I heard someone saying that she was tired of hearing people talk about becoming the best version of themselves. And that threw me for a loop when I heard that. I was like, what? Because what I know for sure is that 75% of people's daily talk is negative. And 95% of that same talk is repetitive negativity. So now someone is saying they're tired of the 25% of the time that people actually want to grow, heal, and elevate. They're tired of listening to that. Sigh. That's literally what I said. I was like, oh my gosh. And I know that you probably heard me talk about this in another episode, but 95% of our thoughts are subconscious. This means that most of our decisions and habits and reactions are currently being driven by the beliefs that we don't even realize that we have. And I know that people don't believe this, but it can't be just me that have experienced leaving home or work or wherever it is, and then ending up at your next location and then not even understanding how you got there. You don't remember anything about the drive. And that is really because we are programmed to move according to our subconscious behaviors, meaning if I'm leaving work, most likely I'm taking the same route every time. Even if I told myself, oh, when I leave work today, I'm going to go to the store before I go home, I'm subconsciously probably just going to drive home and forget, oh my God, I forgot I needed to go the other direction to go to the store. These are things that happen because our actions are being driven by what we're programmed to do. I have another example. I am currently living in a new house and my closet is different from the closet before. Now, I've been living here now for almost a year, but I still walk in that closet and I hit the light switch that is not there because for 17 years, I've hit the light switch in a different spot in my closet in a different house. So it doesn't necessarily matter that I live in a different place. I'm programmed to hit the switch at the spot that I've been hitting the switch for the past 17 years, regardless of the fact that for the past year, I've been hitting the switch in a new place. Our minds try to keep us stable. We are built for homeostasis. That is the reason why people don't like change. Therefore, when I take something as simple as hitting the light switch, my subconscious mind wants to have me hit it with my right hand because that's what I've been doing when now the switch is on my left. So I'm saying this all to say it is very difficult to change our habits because they're being driven by thoughts that we don't realize that we have. So it's very imperative to start rewiring those thoughts because better thoughts will lead to better habits, and better habits will lead to better actions, and better action will lead to better results. I hope that I did not ramble too much and this is making very good sense to you. So the one key to rewiring our mind is simply repetition. Over and over and over and over and over and over again until our minds have accepted the new programming. You absolutely cannot change what you don't practice changing. And I know that I said that in another episode before when I talked about braces and how it's important for you to get adjustments because the teeth want to move back. Our minds are just the same. So back to my point. Summer is about 73 days away. Now, I know that the title of this show says 75. If you're counting, yes, 73. But if you know me and my little quirks, I could not handle a number like 73 in the title. So that's why I said 75. So we're just going to roll with that, okay? Either way, 73 or 75 is not a lot of time. But it is enough time. It's more than enough to put your head down, get super intentional, and clearly shift your trajectory before June even wraps up. I'm going to give you my core steps for getting summer goal ready so that you can feel accomplished, but not only that, so that you can set yourself up to move forward in high gear for the rest of the year and hopefully surpass whatever goals you had. So your homework and action steps are not going to be some of the traditional things that you normally hear. A couple might, but I have a spin on things that have really helped me. So whether your goal is to start that business or change your career, leave teaching, whether it is to build your confidence so that you can do these things, whatever it is, whatever that vision is, these steps are absolutely going to move you from idea to action. So number one, always have to start with a goal that is very practical. I don't think that anyone is going to tell you to not have one. But pick one goal that you really want to accomplish by the summer and then go into Canva and create a visual of that goal. So whether it's a mock-up of your business idea, a quote that motivates you, a picture that represents your dream, whatever it is, create that visual and then save it to your phone as a screensaver. So when you pick up that phone to get ready to scroll on TikTok, you'll see your vision and your dream instead. And hopefully that'll motivate you to work on your business or whatever your goal is instead of doing something that will not get you closer to that. So basically, if you save it as your screensaver, you'll see it every day and have that visual reminder, which can be a mental reinforcement of what you need to do. Number 2, set a daily intention with gratitude. So when you wake up in the morning and you thank God, like, thank you for waking me up. Thank you for starting my day, or whatever it is that you say. Also, thank him in advance for the wisdom, knowledge, and momentum to move the needle that day. And then ask yourself, like, hey, what is it that I need to get one step closer? Do you need to learn something? Do you need to reach out to someone? Do you need to make space to create? Don't let the day rule you. You rule the day when you set your intentions. Number 3, break things up if you need to. I rarely have a perfect, uninterrupted block of time to do anything. Even if I worked out sometimes when I was in prep, I would have to go to the gym in the morning, do my cardio, go back later to do my workout because the days are just not perfect. If I needed to wait for a perfect day, I probably would have skipped my workout or whatever important thing that I needed to do for the day because I rarely have a perfect block of time. So use what you have. And if you need to go back to it later, then go back to it later. Your path doesn't have to look pretty. It doesn't have to look like someone else's. It just has to work for you. Number 4, swap time. There's this phrase that people like to say, oh my gosh, I don't have time. I really don't like that phrase because we all get the same 24 hours. So it's not about having more time. It's really about prioritizing our time differently. The number of people who say that they don't have time, but they can tell me about all the seasons or shows of The Residents, or they can tell me about all the new dances that they saw on TikTok, or they can tell me about this news that they heard and saw on Facebook. You have time. We need to reprioritize the time so that we can use it efficiently for what our goals are or for what our goals require. Number 5, make your top 2 priorities non-negotiable. Don't let yourself go to bed without checking off your top 2 priorities for the day. And if you miss that window, then stay up and finish it. Basically, you're going to pay the price today so that your brain learns to stop pushing things off. Discipline trains your mind not to settle. I'm going to tell you that this sometimes can be brutal because I have done that and I have been so sleepy, but I'm like, I have to do it. If it means that I have to get less sleep that night and wake up the next day tired, it does. But I bet I learn the next time that I need to get my things done and that I have to tell other people no, that I can't do what they need me to do because I've made promises to myself. And this is the place and the space that we talk about putting ourselves first on the list. That means getting your priorities done and pushing someone else's priorities back because their priorities are not your top 2 priorities. Number 6, send yourself a video. This one's super powerful. So record a video talking to your future self and tell your future self why this goal matters. Speak life into your future self. Remind your future self what's at stake. You could even just say it as if it already happened. Like, oh my gosh, today I am celebrating the fact that I did blah, blah, blah. And then 75 or even 90 days from now, you watch that video, you play it back, and then you have to sit with your future self on that day. And either you're going to watch that video knowing that you did everything that you were supposed to do and you hit that goal, or you're going to watch that video and tell yourself like, wow, I can't believe I did this to me. I can't believe that I said that I was going to do something yet again and didn't do it. But I think that your brain, knowing that your future self has already decided that these things were going to be done, I think that that will actually encourage you to have the momentum to do it, because you know what we also don't want? To be disappointed. So there's no way that you want to get to this video 2.5 months from now and have told yourself that you did not complete those steps. That's why the video is so powerful. So that is your homework for the week. I think that I have already given you enough to work on. You already have everything inside of you to get things done. And the only thing that I did today was help you hopefully take the action. You have got 73 days to summer. And trust me, that is more than enough time to make some serious progress if you actually commit to the process. Please do not be like me and let perfection slow you down. The key is consistency, not perfection. So now that you know these steps, it's up to you. Make your visual, set your intentions, cut out your distractions, prioritize what matters, do the work. And by summer, you won't just have a summer body. You'll have a life that's aligned with the goals that you have been dreaming about. And if you need a little extra motivation, please do not forget to check out the Educator Sanctuary over on YouTube. I have videos on everything from feeling lucky to feeling confident. Literally, there's something for everybody. Now go crush it. You've got this. Thank you for joining me in the Educator Sanctuary, where we create a space for women educators to reclaim their power and prioritize themselves unapologetically. If you've loved what you've heard, please do not forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share this podcast with other amazing women who need to hear this message. Until next time, remember, you are capable, you are powerful, and you are absolutely worthy. You've got this. Talk soon.